everyone. Welcome to another episode of Car Chat. Hi, Carlos. How you doing?
Hello. Hey, Irving. How you doing?
I'm
Staying
doing
warm?
well. Oh, sorry.
Staying warm?
Oh, well, trying. Not as much as you're staying warm in Michigan.
It's been
But
cold. Yeah.
yeah, I know, I guess. I mean, we've had a bit of snow here in North Carolina, but it's better now. It's cold, but can't wait for warmer weather to do more with cars and things like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to spring.
Yeah, absolutely. So today, speaking of weather, we're gonna
Yeah,
talk about cars that typically have no issues when it comes to weather, and that's pickup trucks. Yeah,
that's right.
we
That's
haven't
right.
done an episode on this topic. But like I always tell you, living in North Carolina, I feel like that's the national symbol of North Carolina.
Sure.
There's more pickup trucks here than I've ever seen in my life, and I usually get bullied by people with pickup trucks in my fancy little cars, and but obviously it's a big following here, new entries into the market.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk to you about it because my next door neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
he ordered a Rivian pickup truck,
Oh, nice.
and he just told me, but he's a bit disappointed like me with my Lotus, that
Yeah.
he thinks he's gonna get it probably in 2023. So that's what they're telling him. So the reality is that there's not much, inventory out there, or they can't make enough. I mean, I know you've done your research and you're gonna
Yeah.
let us know what you found.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's super excited about it. I saw one in the flesh. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later. But
Mhm.
yeah, I guess there's supply issues with Rivian too, right?
They
What have you heard?
do. Man, this is across the board, but they do have problems with supply, getting parts, but also they have said they have growing pains in the manufacturing side. Things haven't gone as smooth as they wanted to. Last year, when they start doing the production of the R1T, which was the first one they put together, they were able to get roughly about 50 a week, which is super low output. They're still in that initial ramp up. And I heard through the news and the links in the media that they're shooting for 200 units a week, which is a significant improvement over 50. But keep in mind, 200 units a week is still very, very low output, very
Right.
low production. And if I were to say, either they're controlled by a number of parts available, and or some of their manufacturing processes still are not totally ironed out. So as long as they go through every unit when they build them and it's just spick and span, very clean, with no issues, then okay, that's where you want to start. Put a product out there, no issues, and then pick up your process and ramp up your production schedule so you can
Yeah,
meet
I
demand
mean,
right
and
there.
there's incredible demand, not just for the commercial pickup truck, and I know they came out with an SUV also that
Yeah.
is based on the same platform.
Yep.
But the other thing I read, that Amazon is an investor in the company, because they
Yeah.
were hoping, or they are building, I don't know how many thousands. I read like 10,000 delivery trucks for Amazon that are going to be Rivian.
That's what
Uh,
they're hoping to do yearly for the next 10 years. So
wow.
the order they had is almost 100,000 units. So go out there, but it's over a long period of time.
Yes.
Okay. So it takes time for them to iron out, and they're going to get better over time. But right now, it's just the growing pains being a new company.
I mean, I can tell you, I saw one in the flesh. It was at a Cars and Coffee. I don't remember if it was December or November. And it's a super cool truck. I mean, I have some video footage, and I took some pictures that I'm gonna put here down below. But it looks like nothing else. It's smaller than your typical F150, or
Yep.
sort of full size pickup truck. But it's got a lot of features and gizmos, and
It
things that
does.
thing attachments, and it's like a Lego unit.
Yes.
And the interior is like super slick. The quality of the materials, and obviously let's not go into how fast it is, because it's like insanely
Yeah.
fast. It's faster than some Lamborghinis out there. But yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be something that people will be very attracted to, you know, some of those features, and where people can use the truck for tailgating and, you know,
Yeah.
barbecuing in the
Yeah.
outdoors. And I don't know if you've seen some of those.
Yep, definitely seen them. Definitely seen them. So I can give you a quick rundown if you want.
Yeah.
All the neat and gritty stuff out about the Rivian. First, the first one they're coming out is the R1T, which is a truck version of it. And then the sister car under the same platform is the R1S, an S or SUV. That SUV can sit anywhere 5 or 7 seats. And funny enough, when you go and customize your build, you can ask for 5 or 7 seating capacity, and there's no cost difference between the two, which is very interesting.
Wow.
But just to give you a sense of, you know, the truck version has an estimated EPA range of about 314 miles. The SUV is 216, so it's pretty much about the same. They both have the same battery, which is 135 kilowatt. And as part of the launch process, they said from the beginning, they're launching with this middle pack. And I already see in the ordering line, you can get for the truck, you can start ordering now the max battery pack, which is 180 kilowatt, a bigger battery. It's supposed to give you over 400 miles of range estimated. Don't have the exact numbers yet, but when they start producing it, we'll find out how much more they get. And also a smaller battery to come afterwards that has a range roughly about 240 miles, I think it is. And it will probably be priced lower as well. The extended range battery, it's 10K option that you gotta put down to get the maximum capable range of the vehicle. But I'm gonna give you some rundown of the numbers. First of all, the size, you're right. It's right in between the size of an F-150 and a Ranger. So it's like I would say it's a mid-size pickup, okay?
Right.
Very nicely put in, but make no mistake, this is not lightweight. That battery is very heavy.
Yeah, must be
This
huge.
thing is getting close to 7,000 curb weight. So it's
7,000.
curb weight. It's chunky. It is chunky. It is heavy. But the vehicle at the moment starts roughly about 67.5, and with the Explorer entry package that they have for the pickup, and then the next trim option is 73. And if you load it up with all the features and options, this thing gets up to roughly $100,000 for the pickup. The SUV, because you don't have the battery option yet to go max, it's topping out around 87, 88,000 with fully option. I'll just give you a sense of the number. So in the big scheme of things, it's a truck between 67, 68,000 and 100,000. Anything in between with the options and features. It is mainly aimed for people that want to be outdoor enthusiasts, but also like to do some a little bit on-road adventuring as well. So it's got that flavor and tune for it. It's not really meant to be a work truck, so to speak.
Right.
Hence the reason why you see this entry point pricing and the materials they pick for the interiors and all that is definitely a level up, and people that want to be viewed as an enthusiast and a very fast truck, new, modern, a lot of great features on it. They spend the money in the interiors, and that's where you see the pricing where it is right now.
So they're not aiming for the typical F-150, F-250, you know, Silverado type customer. This is more for sports and for light sort of, you know, carrying light items.
Yeah,
And it's different than a workhorse type truck that you will use every day.
it is different. It is definitely different in that sense. Absolutely. I mean, this thing it's loaded. Some of the key features, I don't know if you're aware of, but this thing has quad electric motors, one in each corner of the car, pretty much supporting each wheel. The total output of this is 835 horsepower and 908 foot-pounds of torque. You know, it's like insane.
That's insane.
The 0-60 estimate time, according to Rivian, is around 3 seconds, but most reviews and magazines and done up to date, it comes around 3.5, which is, by the way, insane for a pickup truck.
Right.
Which is
Well,
like
such
wow.
a heavy, big vehicle. right?
Exactly. So they get the excitement, go, get up and go fast. But its top speed is limited 111 miles per hour. So it's not something you're going to be driving insane over that. It's still 100 miles on a pickup truck. It's quite a bit, especially this heavy. It's insane. Towing capacity 11,000 pounds, which is fantastic. Ground clearance, people would love this for off-roading. 14.9, almost 15 inches of ground clearance. And this is one of the cool parts I wanted to touch base on you. It's used via an adjustable suspension. And they have various drive modes, but if I give you a sense of it, this suspension uses what they call dynamic roll control. Therefore, there's no sway bars. The ride is adjusted through air suspension. It can go as low as 7.9 ground clearance up to 14.9. It's got adaptive dampers, front and rear, and front unequal length double wishbone suspension and multi-link for the rear. The cool stuff about it is that it uses hydraulic control for the suspension in lieu of sway bars. This is a technology borrowed, so to speak, from manufacturers like McLaren. And what they do is they have fluid lines connecting the front and rear axles that offset the inertia of the vehicle, and they limit the compression of the tire. So if I'm going to turn right, it compresses and limits the amount of compression you get on the left-hand side, and therefore keeps the car pretty much stable and square off as much as you can. They don't have to rely on sway bars, and then sway bar disconnects like the Jeep and the Bronco do today. You have sway bar disconnects to get more articulation.
Right.
This case, they chose a very high-end system, hydraulics, to control that, which is very, very neat. Hence the reason why this thing's so expensive. They spend the money on it, and it's something new on a truck.
Must be a smooth ride,
If you're on the road, it is. If off-roading, the feedback so far has been, and maybe this is over time, something they may have to tweak, but they find the off-roading side quite a bit bumpy, like a little too stiff for the suspension. And when you see the videos, I've seen the mural showing when they go off, the truck looks very stiff going over rocks.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't look like it's absorbing and articulating much, and it just stays super stiff and going up and down like that. And that might be something they may want to work on, better improve their off-road modes to give them a little bit more compliance and smoother ride as you're going through off-road terrain. But that might be a matter of time, and maybe because it's all electronic, it's all reprogramming.
Right.
New modes.
So what competes with it? I mean, what's out there? I know Ford is coming out with the Lightning, the electric 150, then GMC is coming out with an electric truck. Are they competing with Rivian? Is it a different segment? I mean, some cool features on the Lightning, like you can power your house. I mean, that I saw that and I said, Ford for the win, my friend. That was like awesome.
Think about it. Rivian offers you in their pickup 420 volt outlets to plug little devices and whatnot. Nothing as major as what the pickup, the F-150 is going to do. And also has two 12-volt outputs for accessories and whatnot. In contrary, the Lightning will offer a 9.6 kilowatt system, which means you can freaking power your house with it.
Right.
You can plug it connected. You can run your fridge, your washer, your dryer, your pretty much almost that you need. And depending, if you're in an emergency, you can plug it on and say, let's plug in the essentials and maybe last 1, 2, 3, 4 days.
Carlos, the truck is a battery pack for your home.
It is.
It's ridiculous, and it's like super clever, super cool.
Super cool. And you get it.
I'm expecting GMC to come up with some fancy features to compete with.
I would think so, but the Ford, that feature is actually available today in the F-150 hybrid. You don't have to wait for the Lightning to get that feature. So,
is that right?
Yeah. So you have it on the hybrid, and we're including it in the F-150 Lightning, which is super nice. I'm going to have that and other in-betweens as well.
That's great.
Super, super nice. This is something that I would say it's a little bit of a miss on the Rivian side. They don't have anything like that, but it could be a matter of time. They have the little storage pass-through, which you probably saw it in the at the car show, where they have the opening to go from side to side. That's pretty neat. And we haven't seen before. But on the other hand, you see the Ford's front, they call it frunk, right? When you open the hood,
Yes,
that
yes.
big, large opening, dude, it's going to be able to have a capacity of 400 pounds of luggage or whatever payload you want just right there in the front. And it's going to have USB-C and 12-volt outlets right there in the front. So you can have all kinds of devices just connected in the front of the car or on the back of the truck.
Right.
So as far as I'm concerned, they have a lot of new things. This is a new area where you're going to see a lot of new features from all these manufacturers competing against each other. And that would be interesting. One key area a lot of people like to talk about, if you're going off-roading, you want to have great visibility of the road. So give you a sense, even though this vehicle has 11 cameras, 5 radars, and 12 ultrasonic sensors, some of the reviews we have seen so far is this, even though it's got a lot of cameras, they're not very high resolution and the angles are not the best. In contrast, for example, and I think this is the one that takes the honors for the moment, is the new Bronco. It has the best angles, 360 around the car. You get visibility of the tires in the front, directly in front of the car, behind. You got a lot of good and very high quality, high resolution. The Rivian, not so much. So maybe it's an area they may want to spend improving as part of the feedback and say, hey, our customers may want to get something with a little bit better quality and look at the features.
Well, I think they first need to work on their supply chain, right? I know Ford is an investor in the company. I read just today that Amazon is going to make a further investment.
Yep.
But I think they need help when it comes to supply chain, right? They need help from one of the bigger companies, and so that they can increase the output, right? The demand is incredible, like for Teslas, right?
Yep.
I'm sure the Cybertruck will come at some point to compete in this segment.
Yep.
That ugly freaking thing, but that's for another episode, Carlos.
Hey, that would be another thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think it's an exciting development in this segment, right? Again, I'm not one that will buy a pickup truck, but one that has a flexibility and features that you can use for multiple purposes. I think that can become a segment by its own. So
I think so. And
yeah.
and look, it's the first goal, the first try, first to the market with their first product out there. So there's some lessons that they're gonna learn. For example, there's 3 things I listed here, potential misses that are in the car that they should have been there if they're considering really off-roadish adventure type vehicle. For example, one of them is called hill descent control. When the vehicle's on a hill and you're descending, you want to have an ability to not just you being the one riding, the vehicle could be said, there's a lot of advanced off-road vehicles today. Jeep has it, Bronco has it, and I believe Toyota has it too, where you can actually have almost like a cruise control for descending, and automatically it applies the brakes and holds for you. So you can focus more on the road versus just stamping on the brakes all the time. That's one. The other one is what they call heel hold assist as you're going up the hill. If you lift for a second the pedal and want to apply the brake, heel hold will actually apply the brakes automatically when your pedal is off. Right. So you don't have that moment where you're moving your pedal back and forth where the vehicle can roll backwards.
That's a good feature. Yeah.
This is a 7,000-pound vehicle. You don't want it to slide on you.
You don't want gravity.
Yeah, gravity's there. You can't help it. It will be there all day long. You just got to make sure that you have something to assist you and keeping the vehicle in check and not sliding out when you're transitioning from brake to accelerate again and keep going. And last but not least, tire pressure monitoring. It's most of the vehicles nowadays have it. This was a miss. That's something
it doesn't have it.
Want to look at. No.
Oh wow.
That's a little of a miss. Think about it. They want to monitor. You're off-roading, you are monitoring their tires. If you get a puncture, you want to know right away. You lose pressure completely. You want to know that. They like to adjust tire pressures, go a little bit lower, a few pounds less to get a little bit more grip as you go through off-road terrains. It would be nice if they had capability to monitor each one of the tires. So they don't have that in it. So in a nutshell, it's a pretty decent entry. It's a very good start. The vehicle looks nice. The front end is a little bit polarizing. Not everybody likes the headlamps.
I like it.
For some
I'm
people,
gonna
it
show. I
grows.
took a picture. I'm gonna show a picture here.
Show the picture there. Yes,
I think it's pretty neat. It's unique.
it's unique, and the door,
Yeah.
little door in the corner for plugging and charging, and
Yes.
that's pretty neat and unique as well.
Yeah.
So Ford is coming right soon. Actually, trying to launch this year, and you're gonna see ramping up. You heard the CEO through some of the media outlets already that they're pushing to double up the production for 23 and 24 model year, because the amount of demand they have for the F150 Lighting is unbelievable. So they have the challenge. They got the pretty much sold out the first year, 2 years, and the challenge is coming up with more batteries
Right.
and
Of course.
and finding them, doing the best they can so they can support the increased volume capacity it's going to need.
Yeah.
The demand is just very high for these products right now.
Well,
And
it's exciting, Carlos. I think we can do definitely a few more episodes
oh
on
yeah,
this one. Which
and
I
GM,
think
by
we
the
should.
way, GM,
Yeah.
they're the last, second to last, because be even further behind is a little bit Stellantis with their
Right.
version of an
The
electric, and
RAM.
I
Yeah.
believe that may be coming in around 24 25 model year, their first version. And the GM is a little bit behind the Ford, so we will wait a little bit to see what they come up with and what comes through with it. But Ford is straddling pretty much the market with an
Right.
entry truck at starting at 40 for the worker pro working truck, as they call it, and goes all the way up to about 95 with the top of the trim series platinum, everything loaded. So it's got a bigger range of what the Rivian does. It got a lot in betweens for more of the typical customers they have today. So this will
Right.
be an easy transition for customers of the F-150 today, moving into the electric version.
Well, that's super cool. I'm sure my next door neighbor will watch this episode and learn about it and talk to
Absolutely.
me about the long wait for the car.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hope he gets it. Obviously, as soon as he gets it, GarageBot is gonna make a feature video of that,
Sure. Sure.
full
Absolutely.
review. So I'm hoping he'll get it soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, Carlos, let's reconvene on this topic soon. Talk about the Cybertruck and other things, other entries into this segment. But I think for now, it's evident that this is something that will garner the interest of a lot of people, and the supply chain issues are impacting everyone. So hopefully that we'll see the end of that soon. So
There's
anyway, thank you, my friend.
just so you go, a little tip. There's some rumors out there that Tesla may be working on a
Of course,
secondary truck that may not be totally space age truck.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
food for thought. Let's see what
Food for
comes
thought.
out of there in future episodes. Watch this space.
Yes, let's stay tuned. Thank you, Carlos. Thank
Very
you
good.
for another episode. Everyone, please remember to subscribe. I'm going to put the link down below. Remember to go to the online store. I got new merch.
Yeah.
That new designs in the store. I'm going to put the link here. And thank you for subscribing and watching, and see you around again on the next time. Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you, Irving. Catch you later.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.